So today I'm going to teach you how to lock up wholesale deals right over the telephone. My name is Todd Toback, and I've wholesaled a little bit more than 1,000 houses, and 95% of those were locked up by somebody on my team and not by me personally. And I specialize in transforming real estate hustlers into real estate business owners that own an asset that throws off cash month after month after month without their personal day-to-day involvement. Now, if this is the first time that you're watching me, you've got to head on over to nextlevelwholesaling.com. I've got a business assessment there you've got to take, and it's going to have you rate yourself in the 4 core areas of your real estate wholesaling business: marketing, acquisition, disposition, and cash flow accounting. In other words, how much money you are keeping, the most important thing. So go to nextlevelwholesaling.com and download it, take it, and it's going to give you a map, right, and show you really where you need to turn a few levers that are really going to explode you through the stratosphere. Okay, so how do you lock up wholesale deals over the telephone? Well, first of all, you might be wondering, can it be done, and why should it be done? Well, I can tell you it absolutely can be done. Of those 1,000 wholesale deals that I've mentioned previously in this video, about 50% of those, and that's just a wild estimate guess, actually haven't been tracking that, but my team has locked up about 50% of those over the telephone. Now, there's a lot of advantages to this. Number one is that a lot of times sellers, they lie about their motivation. Sometimes they act like they're more motivated than they are, and then other times they act like they're not motivated at all, and they're really motivated, right? These guys are trained to hold their cards close to their chest, and so a lot of times you will waste time driving out to a seller's property, and really you drive 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. Maybe you got caught in traffic, and then you go there and you spend an hour there, and you realize you wasted half your day and no contract. Ouch. Woo. No bueno, right? And then when that happens to people on my team, it drains them, and it probably has drained you. And so one of the things that you have to realize as a business owner is your time is so precious, and so is the people on your team. So you got to train them to be effective. So a lot of times when you can lock up deals over the telephone, is you can you can save your travel time, right? And you can talk about a number over the telephone, explain your process, and strike a deal, a verbal deal over the telephone. Now, you may think, Todd, I don't know if I can lock up a deal over the telephone, right? Well, that's a mental barrier. Now, is it true that your closing ratio will probably go up face-to-face? Yes, that is true. Okay, it is true that your closing ratio, or someone on your team's closing ratio, will probably go up. But you have to weigh that against save time, your ability to be flexible, being able to expand maybe 45 minutes each direction outside of your normal geographic region, right? And it's really, really going to help you. So, for example, we do business in San Diego, but we've also done business in San Bernardino, which is 2 hours away, Riverside, which is an hour and 15 minutes away, Sacramento, which is about 10 hours away, and Fresno, which is about 6 hours away. Also El Centro, which is 2 hours away, right? And so all of these directions, right, we've been able to lock deals up in these counties, right over the telephone. Right over the telephone, right? Because we had to. And so I'm going to teach you again, this is highly effective. By the way, number 2 about locking deals up over the telephone is sometimes it's faster, right? A seller all of a sudden says, hey, I'll meet with you tomorrow because you can't get out there today. Well, what if you could lock that deal down right now and not let time pass by? So some of those really, really, really hot deals where the seller's hot and you want to move, right? You know what? Close it over the telephone. Nail it. Close it. And open up escrow that night or the morning after, right? Or hopefully someone else on your team is. All right. So here's the juicy stuff, right? And I'm telling you, this works. It works really, really, really well. Just let's see if you got the guts to do it and train your team to do this. So right now, we have a new acquisition specialist who just is in the process of doing this exact procedure, and this is why I'm creating this. All right, so step 1 is once you have a deal that you've got a yes on and you've negotiated this, you want to talk about price, and you want to go back and forth, and you want to confirm with the seller, hey, what if I could pay $80,000? What would be the next step? And they'd say, great, I'll take it. Okay, now obviously don't get nervous because they said over the telephone. Maybe you're not used to this, right? But that is your signal. Do not hesitate. Do not do any more selling or buying, right? It's time to move. So at this point, the seller is going to be needed to taken down a process. Now, you can email the contract. You can also send an electronic signature, but this is not my preferred way of doing business. My favorite way to lock up a deal over the telephone or virtually is to say, hey, listen, I'm going to send somebody over there at 8 o'clock. They're a professional paperwork notary, and they will print out the paperwork, bring it to you personally, white glove service, and have you sign it, give you a copy, and then also send me a copy, and we can open up escrow tomorrow. Does 7 o'clock work or 9 o'clock work tonight? Boom! Give them 2 times. That's it, just 2. 7 or 9. And they'll say, oh, well, 9 o'clock works. Great. Say, let me confirm. If I need to change times, I'll call you back. So set that expectation, right? So you're not breaking any promises, right? Even though that seems small. But set the expectation. Say, let me see if they can get out there at 9 p.m. tonight. And let's pretend like it's 4 or 5 p.m., in the afternoon where you're at. Go to 123notary.com, 123notary.com, and you could pull up a notary in the same zip code of the seller's residence. Not the property, but the seller's zip code. Find a notary, get them on the phone. Same thing with a notary. Say, hey, I need someone to get out there at 9 o'clock. Can you make it? Right? Don't give them an option. Say, I need 9 o'clock. And they should say yes or no. If they can't get out there at 9, move to the next one. Move to the next one. Move to the next until you get someone who says yes. Now, I've got a canned email that we have in Gmail for all of our acquisition specialists. And it has all the details and instructions for the notary. So in there, it says, hey, we're get it done house buyers. 2, please print out a copy of this agreement and bring it to the seller. 3, have them sign it, give them a copy, give us a copy. 4, please scan it to us tonight, and also send me a hard copy in the mail, and also send us an invoice, right? All in a canned email. And so that way everybody on our team doesn't have to rewrite this every time. So they send the contract to the notary. They send the canned email. Notary goes out there, gets it signed, scans it, sends your invoice, and now you have a signed contract in which you've locked it up over the phone. Now, here's the beauty of this. You may think, Todd, is the seller going to sign a contract with a notary? Yeah, it works really, really well. Number one, because it's a third party, right? They're certified notary. So it makes it really, really, really easy, low resistance. Notaries are looked at as professional, and so when they're there, especially if it's a female, I'm not trying to be biased here, but they're going to gain a little bit more trust. And so go for it, right? And I can tell you that this has been an extremely effective method for us. I think there's probably been a total of 3 times where we've sent a notary out there and we haven't gotten a signature. And so I really want to encourage you, this is a great way to go. You're going to save some time. You're not going to have to spend money on time and money on gas and traveling. And believe me, there's a time to meet with a seller in person if you're in your home market and you've got a hot seller lead and you can close it right now. Do it, right? Train your team to get out there face to face. But there's a lot of times when you can really leverage notaries, and it can really also save them a ton of time. So I really want to encourage you, if you've got a lead out of the area or if you've got a seller out of the area, expand your wings, right? Try adding this standard operating procedure for your team. You're going to save them time. They're going to thank you. And you're going to make a lot more money and have some fun in the process. So make sure that if you have not been to our website, nextlevelwholesaling.com, download that assessment. On today's video was about acquisition and really having a procedure on locking up deals over the telephone. You can do it. So go to nextlevelwholesaling.com, download the assessment, and let me know below in the comments what kind of video you would like to see in the future. Talk to you soon.